Díomh, chuna sa toisibh, an bhfuil sibh go maith. You haven't heard that for a long time, boys and girls. No, we're not at assembly, because I guess we're all at home. I'm at home here in my sitting room, and I'm working every day with our teachers to prepare lots of nice work and activities for you. I'm sure you're at home too, with your parents, and enjoying the time you're having together. I know these two guys, Rocky here beside me, my dog, and Hugo here on the floor. They're delighted to have me at home, as I'm sure you're delighted to be at home with your parents. I know it's hard at the moment, and you're missing school, and you're missing your friends, but hopefully it won't be too long until we're all back together again. In the meantime, you have lots of things to do through Seesaw, to Aladdin Connect, and now we have our very own TV channel for Holy Family School. So just look at the activities that you find easy to do and try your best. That's all we ever ask you to do in Holy Family School. So from my home to your phone, slán go fóill.
Hello to all the boys and girls in Holy Family School, and a special shout out to the pupils of Holy Family Junior School, and to all the mums and dads who are busy minding you all at home. I'm in the forest on our farm, and it's so quiet, but I really miss the noise, the chatter and the laughter of all our pupils when we're at school. But we know that you're safe and sound at home with your mums and dads. We've sent home some work. Do your best and see what you can get done. And don't worry if it's not all finished. We hope to see you soon, but the most important thing now is that everybody is safe and sound. We miss you. Bye.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to Progress TV from the Holy Family. What's up, my friends? You can WhatsApp us on this number. Díogh darlaida is anam dom agus sam de shama hak in my shomra stader in my room of study. Shomra kjol freshen music room, and we're going to get straight into it. We have a jam-packed program for you today, and first of all, in Progress TV, in the den, we're going to go to Mr Tyrrell, and he has a STEM project for us. Second up, Ms Conheady from the junior school with a show on people who help us. After that, some arts and craft with Mr Corbett, a sound experiment, integrated with some music with Ms Coughlan. Then we've got Mr Quiz Time with the quiz master extraordinaire, Mr Cooney. Some origami, that's some paper art with Ms Phillips. We've got Farm Life. Wait till you see the surprise we have on Farm Life for you today. We have got Active Home Challenge with Mr Brennan, keeping us fit and strong. And we've got yoga with Ms Felle. So we end on a nice relaxing note. We're not going to waste any time. Straight over to STEM and Mr Tyrrell. Take it away.
Hi everybody. Welcome back. I have another challenge for you this week. And I hope that you find this one as fun and as enjoyable as I have. You're probably wondering why I'm holding an egg, and that'll become a little bit clearer in a minute. But before we start, I want to explain that there isn't one set way of completing this week's challenge. The resources that you have and the ideas that you have are going to be different to mine. So the more resourceful and the more creative that you can be, the better. So what is it that I'm asking you to do this week? Well, with this raw egg, we're going to try and design and create a device, a contraption, or a way of stopping this egg from breaking when it hits the ground. And I'm going to have a go at dropping it from shoulder height now, so that you don't have to. You can see in slow motion what happens when the egg breaks. And this is what you're going to try and prevent. I better go clean that up. Let's have a look at what happened. Guys, that was really hard to clean up. And it's an awful waste of food as well. So my advice to you is, if you have a small ball or something similar, maybe use that instead of the egg until you're sure that your design works. And even then, if you can go outside, get an adult's permission and test it out there, just in case your design doesn't go to plan. Let's have a look at what happened to me earlier when I had my first try with my contraption. As you can see, my contraption didn't work first time. And unfortunately for my little egg, it didn't have such a safe land. So, in that video you got to see my contraption, my little egg ship, for the first time. What we're going to do now is we're going to take a closer look to see what materials and resources I used, and then we're going to see what little changes I made from the original design in order to make that progress I needed to in order for it to work. Let's have a look. Here's a better look at the contraption. You can see Edward and his little egg ship. It's made out of straws, elastic bands, a little bit of sellotape, and a few extra materials at the top that weren't there in the first design that will help absorb the energy when it lands on the ground. It took a bit of a tumble, but I think Edward might just be okay. So guys, it's time for me to hand over to you now and for you to have a go at designing and creating your very own creative contraptions. Be sure to send in your videos to us so that we can enjoy and we can share some of your ideas with others. Before I go, I want to leave you with some clips and some images to help inspire you to get creative. They might work, they might not, but there's only one way to find out. Enjoy and see you next time.
Okay, Gurmila Mahagut, Mr. Tyrrell. Thanks very much, Mr. Tyrrell, with his STEM project, where he asked you to make a contraption to save Toby. Hit on Eran Talav. Care the hits Eran Talav. And what contraption can you make? Straight over to our next activity, Ms Conheady, who will teach us about people who help us and give us some background information about them. Ms Conheady, take it away!
Hi everybody, it's Ms Conheady here. I hope you're all keeping well. Today I'm asking you to join me as I go for a walk in my local area, Limerick. We're going to look at places of work and people who help us. Let's go. First up we have the veterinary clinic, or the vets. So I wonder who works here? Yeah, the clue is in the name, vets. Vets take care of animals who are sick and help them to get better. Okay, so here we are at the dental practice. So dentists and dental nurses work here and they help us take care of our teeth. Okay, so we've now arrived at the Larolin. Codisbrila Larolin? Yep, library. So libraries contain lots of books, magazines and DVDs. and people can borrow them or take them out on loan for short periods of time. Librarians work at these libraries and help us to find what we want. Look what I found next. It's Milano's, the Italian restaurant. Lots of people work here, like chefs who help to prepare food and waiters and waitresses who serve food. It's a pity it's not open. Okay, let's go and see what we find next. Okay, here we are at Limerick University Hospital. So as you can see, this is a really busy and big hospital. Doctors and nurses work here, and they take care of us when we are sick and help us to get better. Okay, our last spot today is a school. So I wonder who works here. Principals, teachers, secretaries, S&As, cleaners and caretakers. On my walk today, we learned about people who help us by looking at their places of work. First, we saw the veterinary practice, and we learned about the vet and how they help to take care of animals. Next, we went to the dental practice, and we spoke about the dentist and how they help us take care of our teeth. We then saw the library, and we spoke about the librarian who helps us find what we need, for example, books, DVDs or magazines. At Milano's pizza restaurant, we learned about the chef who helps prepare the food and also the waiter and waitresses who serve the food. We then saw the hospital, and we learned about the doctors and the nurses and how they help take care of us when we are sick. Finally, we found a school, and we learned about all the people that help us to learn and help take care of our school. There are lots of people: the principal, the teachers, S&As, secretaries, cleaners and also caretakers. Earlier when I came home, I got an opportunity to draw my favourite place that I saw today, Milano's pizza restaurant. I also drew the chef and the waitress that works there. Now it's your turn. I would like you to draw someone who helps us in their workplace. You can draw one of the places from my walk today, or you can draw another person who helps us on their places of work, someone that we didn't see today, for example the guard, shopkeeper or a fireman. I'm sure you'll do a better drawing than I have. I can't wait to see them. Okay, bye for now. See you soon.
Ms Conheady, thanks a million, Gurmila Margaret, for teaching us all those wonderful people and the places that they work. The word we took out for that, for our English literacy, was library. Agus cuig she go the them. So put those two words in a sentence. Next up, we're off to our third activity. We're going to Mr Corbett's house, and he's going to teach us about a craft workshop. Mr Corbett, take it away.
How's it going, everyone? Mr Corbett here, and welcome back to my segment on week 2 of Progress TV. I hope you're enjoying the activities and the different challenges. I'm sure you're well finished up with your paper helicopters by now, so for this week's activity I have a slightly different idea to solve a little problem I have around home. You might have noticed I'm wearing the same top as last week, and that's something I'm finding in isolation, that we're wearing the same old things over and over again, and it's getting a little bit boring, a little bit samey, especially with summer coming. It would be nice to have something new and more colourful. But unfortunately, the shops are closed and it's difficult to get stuff unless it's food or other essential items. So, I was thinking, how about I use some of the clothes I have and make them new and more interesting? Let's have a look. So this here is an old t-shirt. I want to make it cooler. It's just a simple plain white t-shirt, bit boring, haven't worn it in a long time, but I'd like to make it more interesting. Maybe I could put a cool design on it. Let me show you how to do that. Okay, let's get started with our materials. First up, of course, is our t-shirt. Next, we're going to get a picture. This can be something you've printed off the internet, but if you don't have a printer, it's okay to use a magazine cutout or a drawing you've done yourself. Those are great. Next, you're going to need 2 sheets of cling film that are larger than the picture we're going to use, and finally, some greaseproof paper. Okay, step 1, lay your t-shirt down on a flat surface. Step 2, place the cling film gently down on the t-shirt over the spot you're going to put your picture. Try and straighten it out as much as possible and take out any of the bumps that are evident on it by smoothing it and stretching it. Now we're going to get our picture and place it down gently over our first layer of cling film. Make sure it's in the right spot for you. We get our second piece of cling film now and we place this over our picture. What you'll notice is that the cling film is much bigger than the picture on all sides, and this is perfect. Smooth out the cling film that's directly over the picture so it's nice and ready. Good to go. Now, most important step, turn over your picture and start folding that extra cling film over the back of the picture. This can be quite a tough process, as you can see here, but it's really important. Make sure it's nice and thick around the edges of the picture like I'm doing. I'm just speeding up a little bit now so you're not too bored. And as you can see, we have it nice and thick around the edges and it's completely covered. We turn it back and we're good to go. Nice. Finally, we get our greaseproof paper and place it on top. We're now ready for our most important step. Adults, you're up. Iron over the greaseproof paper for as long as possible. Check regularly to make sure that the paper is beginning to stick on with the cling film. I would recommend using an iron with no water, as the steam makes this a lot harder to do. Take your time and press down hard. Alright guys, now it's time to answer that very important question. Mr Corbett, did it actually work? Well, I'll let you judge for yourselves. Ta-da! It's not too bad, I'm pretty happy with that. But before I leave you go, I'm going to give you a few extra tips on how you can make your t-shirt design even better and make sure it works on the first occasion, because it can be a little bit tough to do perfectly. Tip number 1, use plenty of cling film for the top layer. When you are going to fold around those edges, that's the most important part of the cling film, and that's the bit that will stick the most to the t-shirt. So make sure you have plenty to fold around. Tip number 2, this is for the adults who are helping with the ironing. If you have an iron press at home, one of these guys for the kids, use that instead of the iron. When I was practicing this, I found it was a lot easier to stick the t-shirt on using the press because it gave a lot more pressure and the heat was spread out across the press. Remember though, and this is really important, only adults are to do any ironing in this activity. That is the most important thing we must remember when we do this. Tip number 3, when you're picking a picture for your t-shirt, you don't need to go full A4 sized. While I did that for this one, what I found is because it's so big, it actually peels a little at the edges. Now that's after one day of wearing it, so it's not too bad. But if I was you, when I'm doing this, I would pick smaller pictures because they're less likely to peel off soon. You can draw, you can cut out a picture from a magazine, or if you have a printer, you can print one from online. Whatever you choose to do, that's up to you. Okay boys and girls, that's it for this week. I hope you enjoyed the lesson and I am excited to see what different t-shirt designs you can come up with over the course of the week. In the meantime, have a great week and we shall see you next time on our next episode of Progress TV. Take it easy and see you then.
Thanks very much, Mr Corbett. Gurmil Maga. Thank you, Mr Corbett, and his craft workshop. I'm looking forward to doing my t-shirt. The English word we took out from that was print, and the Irish verb was to put. Crochet. What did he put? Can you put them into sentences? Now, we have loads of activities today, so at any stage, if you're not feeling one or you don't have the resources, you can skip to them, because look at the bottom of this link and you can find the time that each one starts. So if you want to go to the farm after this, if you want to go back to the sound experiment thereafter, check out the time and sort it out. Next up, we're over to Natasha, Ms Coughlan, and she did a wonderful music lesson with us last week. But this week, she's going to integrate music with science to create a sound experiment.
Hey guys, welcome back to Progress TV.
In today's music class, we are going to be looking at sounds. Did you know that a sound can also be called a note? And if you play a number of notes together, it makes a melody. A melody can also be called the tune. Think of the cup song from last week. Can you remember what the melody was for the cup song? I think it's da 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 dum, da 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 dum. But have you ever wondered how a sound is actually made? Or how we come to hear a sound? How do you actually hear a sound? Well, no matter what the sound, be it a clap, a click, stamping of the feet, a honking of a horn, all sounds are made the same way. They are made through vibrations, and that's what we're going to talk about today. When something vibrates, it moves back and forth really fast. So fast, in fact, that our eyes can't even see it moving. We can use marbles to show how air particles work. Roll a marble, which is the sound, into a group of marbles. Look what happens. The marbles separate and move about. A sound travels in waves, and dominoes can help to show this. The dominoes are the air particles. The vibration of the sound gets passed along from one domino to the other. Because sound vibrations travel so fast, it's hard to see them with the human eye. So I'm going to show you 2 quick experiments that you could try at home to prove that sound is made up of vibrations. So for the first one, you're going to get a little cup or soup cup, or could be a tin, like so, coffee tin, anything that you can find. Then you were going to wrap an elastic band around it, like so. This kind of resembles a guitar, and the elastic band is the string. So watch when I pluck the string. What happened? I'll do it again. The string made a sound, correct? But how did it make a sound? What helped us to hear that sound? Watch what happens to the elastic band. Does it stay the same or does it move? Does it vibrate? It vibrates. So as you can imagine, once I hit the string or pluck the string, it vibrates. And that vibration hits off all the air particles that are traveling around us in the air. We can't see them, but we can imagine from what I've shown you earlier with the marbles. So I pluck the string, that sound is traveling into the air particles, bumping off all the particles and traveling along a sound wave. And that sound wave goes from particle to particle to particle, like all your people in your class passing a football to each other. You're passing it from one to the other. So it's like that. The particles are passing the sounds to each other. So one particle passes to another, to another, to another, all in a sound wave until it gets into our ear and we can hear that lovely sound. So the next experiment is a bit trickier, and it's going to prove that sound can travel to air particles and make them vibrate, but it can also make other objects vibrate around them. So for this experiment, you're going to get a bowl, you're going to cover the bowl in cling film, and then you're going to get some rice. If you don't have rice, you could use sprinkles or you could use salt. The purpose of the rice is the object. There are air particles all around us, and the object is the rice. So you're going to place the rice on top of the bowl, like so. Stick into my hands. Okay. Then you're going to get a speaker. I have my brother's speaker that he kindly let me borrow. Now, what you're going to look out for is you're going to watch and see what happens to the rice particles when I play the music. Play the music very loud, and hopefully you might see something move. Let's see.
Dude, can you turn that beat up a little bit? Yeah, just like that. Perfect.
Wow! So
Let's do
the
instructions.
rice is vibrating. Who thought that would happen? So when I played the music from the speaker, the music traveled through the air particles and was vibrating all the air particles. Air particles going crazy and we can't see that. And then the air particles got to the rice and started making the rice go crazy. The rice started vibrating. So that proves that sound can make air particles vibrate, but it can also make other objects around us vibrate too. Hope you enjoyed this week's science and music experiment, and please do try it at home. See, instead of cling film, if you could use parchment paper or baking paper. Would the rice bounce as well? Send in your videos if you tried it with sprinkles, or if you found something else that you tried too. Pick another type of music. Maybe it's not as loud. Will the rice still bump and go crazy? My music was very loud, and you saw the rice going crazy up and down and jumping like all over the place. What if it was a softer piece of music? Sweeter sounding and not that loud. Would the rice vibrate as crazy? Send in your videos, I want to see. Bye! So, to recap on what we learned in today's music and science lesson, here's what we did. A sound can also be called a note. When lots of notes are played one after another, they can make a melody. And we know a melody already, the cup song. We also learned that sounds make vibrations, and that's how we are able to hear sounds, from vibrations. When we play a sound, it hits off an air particle that's in the sky. And air particles are like little balls of air. So it hits off a particle, and that particle goes to another particle, and another particle, and another particle. So the sound's being passed from particle to particle. And when the sounds are passed from one to another, they are traveling on a sound wave. So look at the diagram I drew here. I played my bell. Here is the wave. What's traveling on the wave? These are the air particles. So the sound goes to the air particle, then it bumps off this one, then it bumps off this air particle, then it's this air particle, and it goes on and on and on until it travels to our ear. Hope you enjoyed it, and send in your videos of how you got on with the 2 experiments from today's class.
Ms Coughlan, thank you so much. What an interesting way to link science and music. Who would have thought that? So the word we took from that for your English sentence is sound, and coolame is the Irish for coolame. I heard, coolame. She heard, coolashi. Okay, now we're over to the quiz master, Mr Cooney, and the hint from Mr Cooney's answer of the quiz is, it's a person, it's a place, or a thing. It's a thing. Take it away.
Hi guys, and welcome back to this week's quiz. Well done to all the people that tried out last week. Okay, now as I'm sure you figured out, the code that we had to make up was Clare. C-L-A-R-E. The answer to our first question, a baby lion is called a cub. Newcastle West is in County Limerick. The Vienna is the capital city of Austria. That famous soccer player that wears the number 7 jersey for Juventus and Portugal is Cristiano Ronaldo. And finally, the answer to the riddle was an egg. So, when we took the first letter of each answer, we came up with the code Clare. Now, the idea for this week's quiz is exactly the same. I'm going to give you 5 questions. The answers to each question, the first letter from each answer, is going to be part of a code. Alright? Question number 1. What is the name of the country that lies immediately to the south of the USA? The country that lies to the south of the USA. Question number 2. What is the name of the indigenous people that live in the North Pole? Give you a hint, these people, they live in an igloo. So what is the name we give to the indigenous people that live around the North Pole? Question number 3. This is a tricky one, you might need to ask your parents this. What is the name of the Latin dance? The Latin dance, when translated from Spanish, means sauce. So the name of this dance is the Spanish for sauce. You might need to ask your parents that one. Question 4. What is the name of the longest river in Ireland? The name of the longest river in Ireland. And question 5. What is the Irish name for the town of Ennis. Okay. Tá mé I mo chónaí in. Alright. Now, you know the deal, guys. Take the first letter from each answer and that becomes part of your code. Email the code then to progress@hfss.ie. Best of luck.
Mr Cooney, another epic quiz from the Quizmaster, and the words we took from that is indigenous, tricky word, and the verb is dragar she. What does that mean? Check it out. Did you answer all the questions? There's the hint. And just to let you know the answer to that, I said at the start it could be a place or a thing or a person. A person. If it's a person, it's a famous person. Moving swiftly along, we're going to go to Ms Phillips, and she's going to do some art and craft with some paper, which is known as origami. Take it away, Ms Phillips.
Hello everybody. Today I'm going to do origami. Origami is an art of paper folding, and it's associated with the Japanese culture. Paper was invented in China, but the Japanese were the first to begin origami and use paper to make different things. They made flowers, animals, fish, butterflies, lots of things. Now when I was young, I didn't have a mobile phone or a tablet. We made things, so we had paper. All you need to make this is a sheet of paper, a scissors and a pencil. If you have some colours, then that's great. Now, this is a rectangle. It has 2 long sides and 2 short sides, but I want a square. So I could take my ruler and measure it 21 centimetres by 21 centimetres, but there's an easier way. I don't need a ruler. I take the corner, I bring it up to the edge, and then I fold across here. Now, if I take my scissors and cut along this line, I will cut off a rectangle, and I'm left with a square. That's a square of paper. Now, I'm going to fold it in half because it's easier to work with it when I have it creased well. I'm going to fold it in quarters. And now I have a small square. I'll open it out and I'll show you what I want you to do. Put your finger in the centre, take the corner, put it into the centre and fold it across here with your finger. Take the next corner and place it on the centre again and crease the page. The next corner, place it on the centre again. Now it looks like an envelope, and do the last corner. Now I have a smaller square. Now I am going to face that down, put the flaps down on the table and do the same again. Finger in the centre, corner to the centre, fold it, finger in the centre and corner in, put the corner to the centre and the corner to the centre. Now I have another square, a smaller square, and look, the flaps. So if you crease it well, it's easy to put it together. So you put one finger into each flap and then you have your shape. Look, you can just fix it and crease it as you want. So that's it. That's how it works. Now I made one earlier today and I just coloured it in with orange, pink, yellow and purple. And on the inside I put 8 numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. Now I played a game this morning with Sinead and I used this one. So I had 4 colours, 8 numbers, and inside on each flap you have to write 2 challenges. One on where each number is. So number 10, there's challenge number 10. Number 12, there's challenge number 12. So I'm going to show you how to play a game. I put my fingers in and I pick a colour. So let's say I pick dark. D-E-A-R-G, dark. Now I pick a number. These are all even numbers. 10, 12, 14 and 16. So I will pick 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This time I have all odd numbers. 13, 15, 17 and 19. So I have to pick a challenge. So I open it. I've picked number 15. So I have to run on the spot for 1 minute. Now, I'm going to read to you the challenges I put on this, just so that you will have an idea. The first one was, say the months of the year backwards. Sing your favourite song. I got that this morning, and I sang Let It Go from Frozen, but I wasn't as good as Elsa. The next one, find 5 cylinders in your house. Run on the spot for 1 minute. Recite your favourite poem or rhyme. Draw your favourite animal. Pat your head while rubbing your tummy and count to 30. Do 30 jumping jacks. So you can write whatever challenge you want in it, and you can play it with your family. Have fun, stay safe and wash your hands.
Ms Phillips, thanks a million. Some origami, arts and craft, making stuff out of paper. The English word, origami. The Irish verb, yarshi. You can use any old piece of paper. Newspaper, from a copy. You don't necessarily have to have white paper. Next up, off to the farm life, where Mr Bell has a massive surprise for you. Enjoy.
Welcome back to the farm, guys. As you know, it's April. The long winter is over. And these cows are really happy to be out of grass. Over the winter, it was really wet and mucky, no grass growing, so they had to stay indoors. Now they're really happy, really content being out in the grass. We have animals here of various different ages, from older cows right down to some very young calves. You can see a very young calf there curled up asleep. He's clearly got a full belly of milk, and he's having a little afternoon nap for himself. So for this cow and calf, it's their first day out in the field with the rest of the cattle. Unfortunately, they had to stay in the shed a little bit longer because the cow became quite sick. So I had to look after the cow, but because she was sick, she didn't have enough milk for the calf. So I also had to give some bottled milk to the calf. Thankfully, she has made a great recovery. She's okay again herself, and she has got enough milk for the calf now. So they got out to the field with the rest of the cows and they're really happy. Now, as it happens, a few weeks ago, I actually managed to capture the first few moments of this little calf's life on camera. So why not have a look here? So we have a calf, almost out. Looks to be a very nicely marked calf, nice colours. This cow calf by herself, no need for assistance. As you can see, she needs to get straight up so that she can go over and look after her calf. And already, you can see she's very protective. She doesn't want me to go near the calf, so I'm just going to stand back for the moment and leave them to it. Her first job is to lick the calf dry. You can imagine if you were outside with wet hair, you know how cold you get. The calf is no different. So the mum has to lick the calf dry so the calf doesn't get cold. And then shortly that calf is going to get up. It's going to get its first drink of milk. That first drink of milk is really, really important so the calf gets all its nourishment, all its antibodies, so it doesn't pick up any infections. She's a really good mum, and she's bonded to the calf already. Now that's a great sign. The calf is just over an hour old now, has already had a good bit to drink, and is sucking happily independently now. It's promised to be frosty tonight, so it's very important that this calf gets plenty to drink now, because the temperatures will drop significantly, and if he doesn't have enough to drink, he won't be warm enough. So on last week's episode we met 4 lambs. Those lambs were 10 days old at the time. Now those 4 lambs are over a month old, and they have a lot of little companions. We have other lambs that are about 2 weeks old. I'm still feeding those 2 lambs that you saw. They're a lot stronger now, and I'm also feeding 1 other lamb. So let's go meet them. So this lamb was a triplet, and her mum didn't have enough milk for the 3, so I'm supplementing this lamb. She's getting some from me, but she still hangs out with her mum. And as you can see here, we have one of the lambs. This is a weaker lamb from last week's show. As you can see, not so weak now. So this one was as small as her on the last show. It can be quite a challenge to try to feed them all together. As you can see, they're quite feisty. You have to be careful and make sure you give them a break when they're feeding, otherwise their tummies can swell up. Okay, you may remember on last week's show as well, there were 2 strong lambs that weren't getting fed any extra bottles because their mum had loads of milk. And you can see them over there, they're really thriving, they're big and strong.
Mr. Bell, I absolutely love when you teach us all about the life on the farm, so thank you so much for that. Keep those videos coming in, Mr. Bell. Now the English word we took there was calf, and the Irish verb rogu me, I was born. A second last activity from Mr. Brennan, who's keeping us strong, fit and healthy.
Gurv Mahagat Mr. Eid. So for a warm up today, guys and girls, we're either going to take our first name or our surname, or else you can join in with me. And we're going to match those letters to the accompanying exercises here to the side. So I'm going to take Brennan. B, so we have 5 push-ups to start off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What comes next? The letter R. We have 10 skaters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. The letter E, 5 crunches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The letter N, 10-second jump rope. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. The letter N again. Let's count Osquega this time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. The letter A, 10 jumping jacks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. The letter N last time, 10-second jump rope. Let's pick a language other than English or Irish and see can we do that. I'm going to try French. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now that we're warmed up, boys and girls, let's go on to our next activity. Today, guys, we're going to practice our jumping, and I know there were lots of boys and girls in the Holy Family School that were disappointed when the Indoor Sports Hall Athletic was cancelled. But one of the important skills for the Indoor Sports Hall Athletic Championship is the speed bounce, and we're going to practice that at home this week. So you can either find a book or a shoe or a hurley, and you're going to place it on the ground. We're going to see how many times I can jump over that object in 20 seconds. You're going to see, can you beat the teacher? Okay, I'll start the clock now.
Time.
So I think I counted 49 in the speed bounce. I wonder, can you beat my score in 20 seconds? Our final challenge for today, boys and girls, is to create an obstacle course using last week's skill, or throwing and catching, and this week's skill, or speed bounce. So, starting off in my obstacle course, I have to throw the ball off the wall 5 times. As soon as that is completed, I have to run over to my speed bounce, hop over the speed bounce 5 times also. Once I have my speed bounce completed, I'm going to go over to my side shuttles, going in and out through the materials I got from my recycle bin. And when I finish that up, I have to hop on my right leg to retrieve the sliotar. As soon as I've the sliotar retrieved, I have to hop over to the flower pot on my left leg. And then I have to knock the bottle, which is like a game of bowling. As soon as that is knocked, the obstacle course is over. And I'm going to see, can I beat my score? Then I'm going to see, can my housemates beat my score? Let's see how I get on. Okay, 3, 2, and 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Over to the speed bounce. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Side to side, going in and out through the obstacles. And now I have to hop my right leg to get the ball. And then on my left leg over to the flower pot, the hard part. Yes! So guys, I know I'm going to get bored of that if I do it loads and loads of times, so I'd love to see your obstacle courses to see, can I get good at them too? Get creative and get your challenges in to the numbers that we've provided. Have a great week, guys. See you soon.
Mr Brennan, thanks a million for inviting us into your house for some fitness work. Feeling very strong after that. Some active home challenge. Our English word is obstacle. Can you put it in a sentence using your voice or on paper? And then Liam Shield, they jumped in Irish. Now, to finish up, we have the wonderful Ms Felle, who's going to calm things down with a bit of yoga. Ms Felle, take it away.
Hi, my name is Sinead, and as some of you might know, I teach yoga as an after-school activity, and I thought it would be nice today to guide you through some breathing techniques. So, as you see, it's such a beautiful day, so I decided to bring my mat outside and sit down outside. So wherever feels right for you, just take a seat, making yourself comfortable in a seated position. Maybe you'd like to cross your legs. Placing your hands on the inside of your knees, and ever so gradually we're just going to roll out your shoulders up, back and down, up, back and down. Now loosen out your jaw, relax your face. Just take a moment now. Take a moment to close out your eyes and notice what part of your body is in contact with the ground right now. Just notice. Now notice your natural breath. Without controlling it, just bring your attention to your natural breath. Now gently opening your eyes. We're going to work through our first sequence of breath, which is going to be inhaling, which is breathing in through your nose for the count of 4, and exhaling, breathing out through your nose for the count of 4. We're going to do 5 rounds of this. So let's see if we can work through it together. Closing out your eyes again, relaxing your body, relaxing your face. Now take that beautiful breath in, breathing in through your nose. 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathing out gently, exhaling. 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Last round. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. And ever so gently opening your eyes. Notice how you're feeling right now. Bring your attention to your body. Bring your attention to your natural breath. Now the second part of this sequence is we're going to breathe in for the count of 4 again through the nose. Then we're going to pause. We will hold our breath before we breathe out for the count of 4. At the end of the exhalation, we're also going to pause. So I will talk you through this. So once again, let's do a little bit of the rolling of the shoulders, up, back and down, up, back and down, placing our hands on the inside of our knees, closing out our eyes, noticing the parts of our body once again that's in contact with the ground. Breathing in, inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, pause, stop. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, and pause. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, pause. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, pause. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, pause. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, pause. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, pause. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, pause. Our last round, inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, pause. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, pause. Keeping your eyes closed, noticing your natural breath. Now maybe you can listen to the sounds around you. Take a moment, just notice, is there any sounds you can hear? At the moment, I can hear the birds chirping. Now gradually and gently opening your eyes, bringing your arms up with the inhalation, breathing in, reaching up, placing palms together, bringing them down to the heart space, taking a moment. Namaste.
Ms Felle, thanks for ending our second episode of Progress TV in such a nice and relaxed manner. The English word we've taken from Ms Felle's yoga class is breathe, and lig ski, she took a little break or a little sus for herself. So that brings episode 2 of Progress to a conclusion. Well done to everyone, and thanks for sending in your activities and continue to do so. Remember, Progress TV, there we are, there's the number. Check out all the activities we gave you today, send them in, and you might see yourself in next week's episode. So, from all of us at Progress TV and all the Holy Family staff and helpers and students, stay safe and we'll see you next week. Slán!
I close my eyes and I can see a world that's waiting up for me, that I call my own. Through the dark, through the door, through where no one's been before, but it feels like home. They can say it all sounds crazy. They can say I've lost my mind. I don't care, so call me crazy. we can live in a world that we design. 'Cause every night I lie in bed, the brightest colors fill my head. A million dreams are keeping me awake. I think of what the world could be, a vision of the one I see. A million dreams is all it's gonna take. Oh, a million dreams for the world we're gonna make. There's a house we can build. Every room inside is filled with things from far away. Special things I compile, each one there to make you smile on a rainy day. They can say it all sounds crazy. They can say we've lost our minds. I don't care if they call us crazy. Run away to a world that we design.
Every night I lie in bed, the brightest colors fill my head. A million dreams keeping me awake. I think of what the world could be, a vision of the one I see. A million dreams is all it's gonna take. Oh, a million dreams for the world we're gonna make.
However big, however small, let me be part of it all. Share your dreams with me. You may be right, you may be wrong, but say that you'll bring me along to the world you see, to the world I close my eyes to see.
Stay home, folks.